What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Nick.
And I'm Nicole.
And in today's video, we're going to be sharing with you, step by step, 7 things you could be doing to lead to financial freedom.
We're starting off on step 1 and working our way to step 7. So this video is going to be a little lengthy, but you're going to want to watch it all the way through because these steps build on top of each other and you want to do them in order. So be sure to watch this video all the way through for that reason, and also because we have a big announcement at the end of this video, so you are going to want to stay tuned.
But before we get started, on step 1, there is something that you have to do before that. And no, it isn't smashing the like button for the YouTube algorithm, or subscribing to our channel to stay up to date on all of our content, although you could if you like, but it's doing a budget.
You have to do a budget for this to work. Doing a budget is the key that unlocks these 7 steps.
I'm not going to go into detail in this video on how to do a budget, but I've actually made one. So click up here and it'll give you a link to that video if you're wanting to learn how to do a budget. Alright guys, here's step number 1. I want you to imagine that right now we are building a house. And in order to build a house, you have to lay down a foundation, right? So these first 3 steps are going to be the foundation to your financial future.
The first step to financial freedom is getting a starter emergency fund. This is $1,000. And for some of you, you might never have possessed that much money at one time in your entire life. And some of you might already have way more than that. So everybody's going to be different here, but this is the first step to financial success. So that starter emergency fund is the beginning of our foundation. It's something that's going to keep you afloat in the middle of a mini emergency. So if your tire pops, for example, you don't have to go adding to your credit card to pay for the tire replacement. You can just take from your emergency fund and then refill it.
If you end up having to use a little bit of this money for an emergency, make sure you put the money back. If you're at 1,000 and it goes down to 800, make sure before you do anything else that you put it back up to 1,000.
If you need help getting that first step done, saving up your first $1,000, comment down below and we do have some ideas and tips that we would love to share with you on how to get your first $1,000 in the bank.
Alright guys, step number 2. This is the step where you will start to feel the burdens of debt being lifted off of your shoulder, and also you'll start to feel a lot of progress on your financial journey.
You guessed it, this step is about paying off debt.
In this step, we're paying off all debt except for your mortgage.
We're going to be using the debt snowball method to pay off these debts.
You are going to be listing these debts from smallest balance owed to largest balance owed.
Pay minimum payments on all of your debts except for that smallest one at the very top. That one, you're going to pay the minimum payment and anything that's left over in your budget after your normal expenses.
So let's say your smallest payment totals to $50. That's the smallest payment that you have per month. And let's say, for example, that you have an additional $300 left over a month in your budget. That means on this account, you'd be paying a total of $350 a month. That's $50 for the minimum payment and $300 for the additional money that's left over in your budget.
Once you have this smallest debt paid off in full, now you're going to have $350 left over in your budget because that minimum payment for the smallest debt is no longer there. So now you take that $350 and you put it towards the second smallest debt. And you just keep going as you pay off debt by debt by debt until you complete your entire list of non-mortgage debts.
Alright guys, on to step 3, and this is the fun part of building your foundation.
You finally paid off all of that debt, and now the extra money that you have in your budget is yours to save. If you had $300 extra in your budget before you paid off any of your debts, you're probably going to have a lot extra in your budget now that you've paid off your debts.
So I want you to imagine having a $400 car payment, a $250 student loan, and a $50 credit card. Imagine paying all that off. That means once it's paid off, you'll have an additional $1,000 a month. That's $700 in debts you paid off, and the $300 original dollars that you had left over in your budget. That's a whole $1,000 a month that you'll now have as cash flow at the end of every month.
So you're going to take all this extra money that you have at the end of every month, and you're going to start adding that to the savings account where your $1,000 starter emergency fund is sitting. So you're going to build this savings account up to a fully funded emergency fund. The amount for your emergency fund is going to vary. It could be anywhere from $5,000 to $50,000.
For example, if your monthly expenses are only $1,600 a month, which is practically what they were in our case for us, then you're in a dual income household, meaning both people are working, the husband and the wife, then that means you're probably good with just $5,000.
If your monthly expenses are $6,000 and there's only a one-income household and you've got some kids and the husband works in a volatile job market, then you might want to consider a $36,000 emergency fund as a fully funded 6-month emergency fund.
When you're figuring out what your monthly expenses are, you're not going to be including your $800 restaurant budget money in this equation. This is just your essentials. If you get laid off from work or something very tragic happens and you need to pull from this money, this is just for your essentials. You're just covering the basics during this time.
Once you've completed this baby step, then your foundation is complete and you're ready to start actually building wealth.
Which brings us to step 4.
Steps 4, 5, and 6, you're going to do all together at the same time, but you're still doing them in order.
So in the beginning, we did step 1, and we only did step 1 until step 1 was complete. Then we move on to step 2, and we only do step 2 until step 2 is complete. Then we move on to step 3, and we only do step 3 until step 3 is complete. That is the order. You do them one by one by one. But now, like Nicole said, you're going to do these simultaneously, but still in order. And step 4 is investing 15% of your income into retirement.
There are many different ways to save for retirement, but your best options are probably going to be either your 401k at your employer or a Roth IRA.
So let's discuss something that I call the order of operations. When you're growing up in school, there was that stupid thing called PEMDAS, whatever it was, parentheses, exponents,
multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction.
Right. If you could spell PEMDAS, you should be able to figure that out. I can't, though. But I do know the order of operations for investing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take an example. Let's take somebody that makes $100,000 a year. Now, we said we're going to use a 401k and a Roth IRA. But which one do you do first and how much do you do in each one? So let's say this person is able to get a 5% match. Their employer does a 5% match, meaning for every dollar that you put in, they put in one also, up to 5%. So you're basically getting a 100% ROI on your money right off the bat. So with that first 5%, which in this case would be $5,000, 5% of $100,000 is $5,000, would go into the 401k. Now you're still left with $10,000. So as of right now of this recording, if you're under the age of like 50 or 55, you're only able to put in $6,000 per year into the Roth IRA. Now, if you watch this video and it's the year 2025, chances are this number is going to change. But as of right now in 2020, it is $6,000 per person into a Roth IRA. So we're going to fully fund the Roth IRA. We're going to use $6,000. That's going to bring our total down to $4,000. Now, with that additional $4,000, you're going to put the rest of that back into your 401k.
Let's say that you don't have an employer match at all. then what you would do is you start off by investing that $6,000 or 6% of your income into that Roth IRA. Then after that, you would put the remaining 9%, or in this case, $9,000, into your employer's 401k.
You're going to be investing in things like mutual funds and index funds, but we're not going to get into that now in this video. I do have a video where I explain a little bit further about mutual funds, so be sure to check that out.
If you make, for example, $60,000 a year and you invest 15% of that towards retirement, then you would be investing $9,000 a year towards retirement.
And if you invested $9,000 per year towards retirement, and you did that for, let's say, a period of 30 years, you're going to end up with in between $975,000 and $1.4 million, depending on the interest rate, the average interest rate that you get over a 30-year period of time.
Then we have step number 5.
This step is really only going to apply to you if you have young children or children that are under the age of 18.
You're putting money into retirement and that is underway. Now it's time to start saving up for your kids' college fund.
The same way that you're investing for retirement, you could also do the same thing for your kids' college. It'll grow with interest as time goes on. Instead of just putting money into like a little piggy bank that you're going to break open one day, you can actually invest it and get interest on that money the whole entire time.
If you save just $50 a month from the time that the baby's born until he's 18 and headed off to college, you would have $21,000 saved for their college.
Now here's the kicker, the moment that you have all been waiting for. If you use this money towards college, all the gains that you received from the money that you invested is tax-free.
If you put it in a 529 or an ESA.
Obviously, $21,000 is not going to cover their full tuition. But there's this little thing called work, and you could tell those snowflakes to start doing it. Tell those little juniors to get out there and work and make a living and pay for college and also to get scholarships. There's tons of scholarships that they could get, and then they'll also get a little bit of loving help from mom and dad along the way.
And that leads us to step number 6. So you have money going into retirement and your kids' college fund, but what if there's still money left over?
Any money that is left over in your budget can be applied to the principal on your mortgage. So in the example that we used earlier in the video, we had $1,000 left over. Remember, the $700 was from debt, and the $300 this person already had originally in their budget. So now, let's use baby steps 4, 5, and 6, work our way through, and see what happens. So if we're making $60,000 a year, 15% of that will be $9,000, which totals out to be $750 a month. That leaves us with $250. We could take that $50, like we said we were going to, apply it toward junior or junioretta's college fund, whichever it may be. Then you're going to take that extra $200 that's still left over and apply it to the principal on your mortgage.
Let's look at our mortgage, for example. When we first got our house, we had a mortgage for $74,400. We've made 6 payments on it so far without paying anything extra towards the principal. If we started paying just an extra $200 a month on our mortgage, we would shave off 4 years and 9 months from our 15-year mortgage. Meaning we would pay off our home in 10 years and 3 months, and we would save almost $9,300 in interest.
So if you listen to everything that we just taught you, you will have a fully funded emergency fund. You'll be a millionaire at the age of retirement. Your kids will be able to go to college with you paying a part of their tuition, and you'll have a paid off home. So what's left? What could you possibly still do after that? Well, that brings us up to step 7. Step 7. Does it look better this way or this way? Step 7. Achieving step number 7 in this financial plan is kind of like becoming a black belt in martial arts. It's going to take years and years and years and years and years and years and also some more years of dedication and very hard discipline. But at the end, you will be like the master.
At this point, because you've got everything taken care of, You can take the money that you have left over at the end of each month and you divide it into 3 categories: giving, spending, and investing.
So you're going to be giving generously, give outrageously at this point, and spend lavishly. Buy yourself some nice things. Get a cool car, go on nice vacations, and invest. Maybe start a business or save up for rental properties.
Once you reach step 7, the possibilities are endless. These 7 steps take discipline, but when you reach step 7, a world of possibilities opens up. It's not rocket science, but these 7 steps definitely take hard work. Stay focused, and you will see progress as you gradually work your way through each step.
There you guys have it. Those are 7 steps that you could be taking towards financial freedom. We really hope that you guys enjoy these videos and find them inspiring. We really hope that they push you forward and encourage you to advance on your financial journey. So at the beginning of the video, we told you at the end of the video, we had an announcement for you. And are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here's the announcement. We want to say a huge thank you to all of you who have been subscribing to our channel. We've seen a lot of people that have been commenting, encouraging things, telling us that they enjoy the content that we create, that it helps them, it encourages them, inspires us. And that's really what we are here for. So we want to give a huge shout out and thank you to those that have subscribed to us in the form of a Amazon gift card, because who doesn't shop on Amazon nowadays? Here is how it's going to work. When we hit 500 subscribers, we'll be doing a giveaway of $50.
So to be eligible to win the $50 Amazon gift card, there's 2 things you need to do. 1, you need to be subscribed to our channel, and number 2, you need to make sure that your subscriptions on your YouTube channel are set to public. If they are private, we can't see that you're subscribed to us, so we're not able to get you entered into this contest. So if you want to be eligible to win this gift card, you need to subscribe and then go to your YouTube settings, click on privacy, and turn off keep all my subscriptions private. That way we'll be able to see who is subscribed to our channel and be able to pick out a random subscriber from that list.
So with that being said, make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the little notification bell. Apparently when you do that, it'll send a little thing to your phone saying, hey, we posted a video. And that's pretty cool, because technology is awesome. I don't have all your phone numbers, so I can't just sit there and call you and tell you, hey, I put out a new video, you should check it out. You might like it might help you. So hit that little button and it'll do all that for you.
If you liked this video and found it helpful, be sure to give it a thumbs up so that way YouTube knows to recommend this video to other people who are looking for a financial inspiration. Thank you all so much for watching. We just appreciate each and every one of you more than we could ever express. So thank you again for watching, and we hope you guys have an amazing day.